Hey, let's talk like two people who've lived with gear long enough to know the difference between just louder and truly immersive sound. Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 6. This is for the person who's noticed that your TV's built-in speakers just don't cut it anymore, that you deserve sound that matches how good your shows and movies look. You're not here for shallow volume spikes and muffled dialogue. You want depth, clarity, and that feeling where sound surrounds you without effort. Before anything else, go check the current price and availability. Soundbars with real Dolby Atmos and wireless subwoofers don't stick at good deals for long, and once stock shifts, those opportunities slip away. You know that moment when you realize your old audio setup just isn't enough? For me, it was during a movie night, quiet dialogue buried underneath boomy music, action scenes that felt flat, and that creeping frustration of turning the TV volume up and down constantly. The first time I fired up this Sony soundbar, it was like someone opened a window in a stuffy room. Sound suddenly had space and dimension. Dialogue was clear without shouting, lows were rich without distortion, and surround sound actually felt like it wasn't just in my head. Once you leave weaker audio gear behind, there's this emotional relief you didn't even know you were craving. You sit down, press play, and instead of bracing for another disappointing sound experience, you actually settle in and let the moment wash over you. You feel present instead of distracted. Picture this. You're watching a thriller and subtle footsteps and whispering voices actually pull you into the scene. You're streaming music and it fills the room with warmth, not harsh highs or tinny mids. You bring friends over for a game night and suddenly everyone notices the depth in explosions, in ambient sound, and cues you didn't even realize were there. This isn't just loud, it's layered, expressive, honest sound. And don't get stuck in that maybe later mindset. Prices for gear like this ebb and flow, and once that stock changes, you'll be wishing you acted when you were already ready. If the doubt creeps in, like wondering if it's more than you need, here's what surprises most people. The moment you hear that first scene with real Dolby Atmos hide effects, you stop thinking about specs and start feeling the performance. It's not about numbers, it's about connection, emotion, presence. You feel dialogue with clarity, you trust your movie sound richer, deeper, alive. Music fills the room with warmth, nuanced setup feels natural, effortless. Welcoming. Every scene feels like a moment, not noise. It's not as compact as tiny soundbars, and it needs room to breathe, but once you place it right, those trade-offs fade. What you gain is a sound experience that feels expressive and complete, not compromised. At some point you stop bouncing between options and choose what already feels right. Every time you consider something weaker, your mind goes back to this. Don't let this be one of the upgrades you delay and end up regretting later. If you're ready for sound that finally matches how much you care about your entertainment, check that price, decide with confidence, and bring home something that transforms every movie night into an experience.